says it's live because that's what happened last time.
Oh, okay.
Like even though it says here on my screen preparing to live stream, it's probably live right now. That's like because it has that delay. So guys, we're probably live. Yeah, because now it's on. Let me pause it. Or no, sorry. Cool. It's already muted. I already muted it already. Sweet.
Hey,
All right. So
you know what's funny about going live this week, right?
what's that?
We've not spoken physically today, right? And we have not coordinated anything until like let's just get on, let's go
Yeah,
live.
let's just do it. Right.
And and we've both turned up without baseball caps. And last week
That's
we
funny.
hadn't coordinated anything, and we both turned up with very similar coloured baseball caps on.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I was like, I was gonna put one on, and then I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna go
And I've just come
natural.
in from the bright lights outside and sunshine as well, where I normally would have a baseball cap on just to give me that,
Oh, I did, yeah, because I was at the
that feel.
YMCA
So
this morning
it's
coming
that's
back,
what
I
I'm
walked back
doing
home. Yeah, I did have a hat on for that. Yeah, for that
now.
reason. That's so funny. Yeah, so let's see. I'm gonna pay attention this time to the chat so that I can see and make sure I don't miss anything. But yeah, guys, we're back for another weekly live stream. This is gonna be kind of the thing. We're gonna try to get more, streamlined with it, but that takes time. We'll get it done. But yeah, so basically the idea covering, we're gonna update you on what we got going, like a vlog, and that's it. And then the second one is we want to add like a subject. We're gonna cover like a certain subject. So what do we got going on, Steve? What have you been doing?
I had quite a busy week, to be honest with you. So let's go through the week. So on Monday, I was a guest speaker at Innovega, a
Ooh.
company out of San Diego in California, and they are bringing to market a new pair of smart glasses, but specifically to help the low vision community, as in like they're gonna project images onto the glasses that you can
Ooh.
see to like enhance your vision. So
Okay.
like super cool stuff. Way. Sorry, I was closing this window.
Okay.
Um, the window that you can't see. There is an invisible window out there.
There
Um,
is-
there's yeah. So they wanted me to come along as a public speaker. They'd see my profile, and also because I've developed a couple of apps, they thought I'd have some interesting angles on accessible design and voiceover, and because I've had to build that myself for my own apps, they thought it'd be a good idea to get me involved. So
That's sweet.
that was on Monday. That was pretty cool.
Did you learn anything
Early.
about the glasses though? Like, did
Um,
they kind of share any information or?
Yeah, I've got a good understanding of how they work, and they're currently in their development phase. They should have a working prototype fairly soon, so that'd be cool. But they're still very early. They're still kind of in the design phase, if you
Oh, like
like.
no release date. There's no.
No release date yet.
Yeah.
They're still working on prototypes, and I guess they'll keep all that, pretty close to their
Does the
chests
vest? Yeah. Right.
to
Right. Right.
look at it all built. But it sounds like they've pretty much done a lot of the designs and the architecture for the actual hardware.
Will it
And
be cost effective, do you think? Or did you mention that? Do you feel like
no,
you, I wonder
no, we
if
didn't get
they'll
into any of that stuff. It was more at this
more
stage
just, okay.
about physically getting them to work, and
Oh, all right.
they're at the stage now where they're designing the companion app that will be used to,
Oh,
I
okay.
guess,
They work with
do
the,
settings and do all that kind of stuff. So that's at the stand. They've not even started building that bit yet.
oh,
So
okay. So like the Meta glasses have that, has the Meta app or,
yeah, like most
it
things
would
do,
have
don't they?
its,
You've normally got
yeah,
a
yeah, partner
companion
app.
app so you can do settings and
Yeah, and all that
put
stuff,
your
right?
preferences in and all that jazz. So
Oh, okay.
so that was Monday. That was really cool, and
That
I
sounds
was
awesome.
super excited to be a part of that. Um, then the rest of this week, I have been doing some app development of my own for
Ooh.
Black Lens and for my fitness app, which is not out yet. And I've been applying for jobs and preparing for interviews because alongside building my apps, I am applying to get back to a normal corporate job. So I had an interview today, got another one on Friday, and I'm still in the process of applying for tons and tons of jobs.
What's I know we were talking before we went live, like, there obviously struggles, with, being officially impaired persons, applying for jobs. What have you encountered any like so far?
Well, I'm quite lucky because my last job, I was in that job for 14 years. So it's a long time since I've had to, you
Like,
know,
yeah, get out
go
there.
through applications and interviews. So that's quite scary in some ways. And I've always heard that it's really difficult for the blind and low vision community to get hired. And I've read things online about maybe don't tell them about your vision until you get to the final stage.
Oh, right, right.
You know, I've seen loads of stuff on that. um, and I've applied for a ton of jobs. And one thing I've noticed, which I think is really cool, is in the UK, there's something called the Disability Confidence Scheme. And for all the companies that sign up to this scheme, they basically guarantee disabled people an interview. So if you
Right.
declare at the interview stage, I have this disability, and when you click on the box, it opens up and it asks me, what's my disability? Um, what adjustments do I think I would need for the interview? Which is kind of hard to answer because you don't know what the interview is. So am I supposed to know what adjustments I need? But anyway, and then the next box, which is a bit easier, they ask, what adjustments would you need to do the job? So I guess if you're in a wheelchair, you could say, well, I might need a ramp to get into the building. Or if you are visually impaired, you could say, well, I've been putting, I would need my work to be in a digital format so I can use, a screen reader and zoom magnification. And I'll need some special software installing on the computer so that I can, use it effectively, kind of thing. Um, and I was a little cautious at first, thinking if I tick this box right at the beginning,
Mhm.
will I get through and even get to the interview stage? But touch wood, so far, um, I've had two rejections and I've had two invites to interviews, which is pretty good. And then I've still got quite a few where the closing date is like the 20th of May. So I'm not even going to know if
Oh, until
I'm getting invited to an interview until the 20th of May because obviously they'll be waiting for people to apply.
right, right, right.
So other than that, it's been it's been pretty good. Interview today was pretty cool, pretty straightforward. It's just a telephone conversation in style interview. The one I've got on Friday, little bit more intense. I've got to deliver a presentation.
Ooh.
So I'm currently working on that, pulling my slides together, and that's going to be slightly more tricky because I'll have to navigate Microsoft Teams, go into presentation mode, share my
But it's all
slides.
stuff you were still used to doing, right? Or it
Yeah,
wasn't you were
yeah,
doing that kind of stuff
yeah,
at your last job?
yeah. So not too bad.
Oh, we got Wonders on right now, by the way,
Oh,
and she's he or I keep forgetting. Remind us about what is it again? What did we say it was the name from? It was because we think they're from
I'm
Switzerland,
sure they were from Sweden, Switzerland, or
Sweden or
Norway,
something like that,
or
right?
somewhere,
Wonder.
somewhere in Scandinavia. I'm
Says that
just.
everyone is building apps these days.
Oh yeah,
Well,
that's
that's
me.
my
I'm building
and
that.
lots of useful, innovative stuff, but also cheap.
Hmm. Well, my app actually, I've got an update on my app
That's
too.
right.
So the camera app for the blind that I made, Black Lens, as you know, because you're a customer, you use
I
my app.
am. I use app.
Awesome.
I
So
do.
I designed that app because I wanted it myself. Because when I'm out in the bright sunlight, I can't see the screen.
We know we can. That's. I
Uh,
mean, even for me, yeah, it's like that's a
Yeah,
nightmare.
and it was a nightmare. And particularly when I'm out on the water, like kayaking,
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's
paddleboarding,
the worst right there.
I just wanted to pull the phone out, hold it up to my face, and
There you go.
I built an algorithm just to say, if the face is in shot and the phone is steady, then take the photograph. Simple, easy. And I built it. It's out there, and version 3 will be dropping soon.
No, right. Just I feel
And
like we just got version two.
yeah, version 2 recently came out. You
Right.
know, for anyone watching this that doesn't know, version 1, ship the app. You can take photos without looking at the screen. Works perfectly. Brilliant. Then people said, oh, can we have this? Can we have that? So version 2, I put some settings in where people can customize how centered the face needs to be, how sensitive the phone is before it takes the photo, how many photos it takes. So I did
It
all
does
that.
multiple people too, right? Or something now,
Yeah, so
right?
and so now, really cool feature that I'm really, really proud of is I've come up with a piece of algorithm, if you like to the problem that I had was let's say you were sitting in a restaurant with four people and you held up the camera and you're using the back camera, so now no one can see the screen because you're trying to get it on the rear camera to get a better quality photo. If the first two people were in shot and were steady and were in the frame, because the phone doesn't know how many people you're trying to take a photo of, because it would meet all of the conditions, it would then trigger the
Yeah,
camera.
right.
Um, and then if the third person moved in, if they were slightly out of shot, then it would vibrate and it would say move them in, move them in. But once they're in shot, again, if all three people meet the criteria, yes, they're in shot, yes, they're not moving, then it would trigger. And I was like, there's no way to tell the camera how many people should be there. So the new feature dropping in version 3 is a head count feature where
Oh,
now
okay.
when you pull the phone out, there's a plus and a minus button, and you just tap it to say two people, three people, four people. So if you're in a group of four and you're sat at a table in a restaurant and you set it to four, the app will not trigger unless all four faces are in the frame.
That's awesome. Oh, Wonder wants to know, is it in the App Store?
Yes. If you go to the App Store, you've got Black Lens, which is the automated camera app for the blind. You've got Green Lens, which is a creator app, very simple video camera app, which just gives you a fake background or a blurred
That
background.
one's cool. I like that one too.
Have you used that one?
I haven't used it yet, but I just like that. I haven't have a situation where I thought like to use it. I think it's just you have to remember like it's almost like Black Lens sometimes where like I have it installed and then I just forget, but then sometimes
Yeah.
it comes up perfectly in my mind. I go, oh yeah, like
Even
I'm
I
str
do that. I'll
I'm
be out and
struggling.
I'll
I'm
be
like, oh yeah,
struggling to take a photo, and I think, hang on a minute, why am I?
yeah. I literally just
Literally got my own app for this reason.
but yeah, no, I mean I do. Yeah, like when I do, I remember I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, that's right. You know, but yeah, no. Uh,
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, it
yeah,
was funny because when I was at the when I was speaking at Innovega,
yeah.
and they were saying like lessons learned around app development and stuff, and I said one of the things is I'm a bit more sympathetic now to app developers when it comes to the font sizing and voiceover, because even with the best will in the world, there's always some things that you forget to label with voiceover. So for voiceover people that are used to using the rotor, the gestures are all different. Like when you swipe on the user interface to do something, if voiceover's on, instead of a swipe, you might have to do a two-finger swipe or a three. It's almost like
Oh,
got to have two versions of the app. One for voiceover people because the navigation is totally different, and one for
just a second,
sighted
right?
people that want to
Uh,
swipe and double tap and triple tap and yeah. So it's
is
since
that something you're considering?
yeah, I've done it. It's all done. My app is fully, if you compare
Okay.
my app to TikTok, TikTok is a nightmare. Most of the stuff's not labeled. Voiceover fails on
Yeah.
80% of the screens. There can't be anyone that's, severely sight impaired using TikTok because it's just unusable for low vision and blind people. Um, Whereas if you look on something like one of my apps, everything is labeled, everything respects the dynamic font size, so it goes with the system OS and the font size is all dynamic, so it doesn't crunch stuff down to make it tiny and ignore. And that's an option that app developers can do. They can choose whether to let their app respect the
Oh,
font
like
size in
right.
the iOS or ignore it. So that means there are app developers out there that are saying, no, even if the low vision person has set the font to maximum, ignore that and keep the font really small because so our app looks better. That's a conscious
I
decision.
was I don't know because like TikTok it was like I don't know and I can't speak because I don't use voiceover, but I do hear it when because there's a massive community blind talk
Mm,
on TikTok. It's massive. I mean, and I know I'm friends with people on there that who are pretty much blind, like Star Guards, like or they have nothing central. They really require voiceover, and you can hear it like when they start their videos. So I don't
yeah,
know how I haven't like I wanted to ask him like yeah, like how do you find using TikTok? Just to get that
yeah.
overall.
It,
Yeah,
it, it
how
must be
how
a
are you
nightmare
using
because
it?
because when it comes to even like photophobia, so let's say you have everything inverted.
Yeah.
TikTok on some screens respects dark mode and other screens does not.
Yeah.
So it'll flip from being black to white, and again, it'll ignore the system settings of the phone. So if you've got photophobia like I have, and you
Yeah.
have to have it in dark mode, you come
Yeah. I
unstuck
love dark mode. Yeah. Dark mode is
on
my favorite.
TikTok. But it's not impossible because you can always toggle it on and off, and then on the next screen toggle it back on the next screen toggle it off.
Yeah.
Like when you
Right.
put in the instead of typing anything in to TikTok, what I do when I use it, because I can't really use the TikTok app, I would have to have that all pretty much ready beforehand, and then I can just copy and paste it into the comments. That's easier than me trying to, because when you put a video on TikTok, you've got like
Yeah.
your videos on one side, isn't it? And then the text input field is on the other side, and it's too super tiny and small, and it
All
doesn't
right.
change no matter what you
Right.
do. So it's easy just to copy and paste into that box rather than, physically type it out.
Oh yeah. It's funny you mentioned the whole how like the settings change when you use an app. It doesn't respect your like I know when I use Illustrator, my cursor shrinks back to the cursor size like small. It won't respect the cursor size that's
Oh,
set by
really?
like I think yeah, because I remember I
Wow.
struggle. That was one of the apps. I know it does it in also Roblox too. When I play Roblox with my son, the cursor will default to its own cursor size, which is tiny and it's awful. So I wonder if that's
It will be
like
that
kind of
these are the
a similar
these are the
thing.
things you learn when you start delving into trying to make apps or when you're trying to make websites and you start to find that, I'm trying to make sure my stuff is super accessible.
Well, I mean, and obviously it's like it should be. I mean, you develop for yourself, and you're like
Yeah.
you use voiceover, so it's like yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
so
kind
I
of
can't
like
even test it if it's not.
yeah, yeah, right.
But I'm slightly sympathetic because I've
Oh
also
yeah,
noticed, there's things where I have said on the, in the coding, I've said make sure you you know, comply with dynamic text sizing. So then that means if the font is huge, it then pushes some of the buttons off the screen. And if you've not got voiceover switched on, you then can't physically press the buttons. So I am a bit sympathetic now to the app developers because I can start to understand why sometimes they probably think, you know what, it's just going to be easier to restrict the font size to say font size 8,
yeah.
no
Okay,
matter what the people want, and then all our buttons are still on screen and it's actually better
yeah,
in the
you're
long.
trying to like make it look good, and
Yeah,
yeah, but then trying to make it function for another
yeah.
community. It's definitely
Mhm.
I think you could tell where it's done intentionally. Or like,
Yeah.
like we don't care about you. We're gonna do this is what we're doing. But yeah. But it's nice to see apps that actually do work
Mhm.
and function for everybody. And make me, it's like I'm in that weird zone where I'm like I'm the every blind friend's best like guy because like, I have good acuity, I can use a smartphone, but I'll still walk into things and need a cane, and so I'm a I'm
Yeah,
like
'cause you don't use
I'm a gold
voiceover, you
I'm a
don't use
golden
dark
goose, I
mode.
guess that my friend Anthony says I'm like the golden goose because if you have a blind friend that's like me, it's like yeah, at least like I can read things for you or
Yeah.
your menus. But I mean, yeah, dark mode's my friend. Absolutely. I do not care for and reading anything on like the white paper is difficult. Yeah. Like if you're reading a document and all that stuff like that, yeah, I definitely would probably rather, I mean, I could still do it, but like I'd rather have digital stuff, yeah, where I can kind
Yeah.
of, because it works better on my phone for me.
You know what's
But
funny about that? Like we've both got RP,
yeah,
and I think most people, when they talk about RP, they seem to focus on the tunnel vision and the loss of peripheral vision.
okay,
Nobody really prepared me for the photophobia, whereas like, if I was to use a computer
yeah,
in light mode, I literally couldn't even see anything. It just looks like a car headlamp. It just looks like a big, bright, white
right.
screen. And I never, no one ever talks about that. They just talk about, oh, RP, you're losing your field, you're losing your peripheral,
You
you
forget
need
about
a cane.
the
But
light
like,
sensitivity is like it's a mother.
I'm actually okay with my peripheral vision. I've got a cane that detects all the obstacles on the
Yeah, you
floor.
could kind of,
Great.
right. I get you. Yeah, right. You can kind of
But
work with
without
that.
dark mode or smart invert, I literally can't
I could still kind
operate
of
a
do it
screen.
like with the white screen because sometimes I'll help my son with his computer, and obviously his computer is not set up for me.
Yeah.
So like I have to kind of just work it. I could still like see it, but it's like it's annoying. My eyes are like, I hate this, I hate this. I
Not nice, is it?
trying to find whatever settings and things out just to help them out. It's not as bad, but like absolutely prefer 100% dark mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's there's a lot of things I think people don't really think about. Yeah, with RP. I still want to do a study. I still want to know, like, I would like them to take people like myself or, I know a friend, even like Vinny in our group, and be like, okay, because Vinny, you figure automatically everybody has cataracts that comes with RP, and Vinny doesn't have cataracts. So why is that? Like, so I think they should study people like that or like me. Why do I have such a good acuity? Why is my vision so good at, what am I doing? Like what that's something that could benefit other people. Like, is it because I'm eating so much protein? Is it my diet? Is it the fitness? Is it like what are the factors that other people aren't doing that if they did do, you know, they could extend their vision longer, you know?
My hunch is if you took mine, yours, and Vinny's RP away,
Okay.
that we would all still have different levels of eyesight anyway. You know
Like
what I
in just
mean?
general. Right. Yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
like
No.
my acuity was never good, not even at school. Like, I used to have
Okay.
glasses.
So that's
You
just
know what I
like
mean?
that's just
But that's
your
just life, I
like
guess.
yeah, yeah. It's just interesting because I know so many people that I'm like, Ben Fox is like what 40, our friend Ben Fox is like 43 and he's like on the just almost blind. Like he's kind of like in Eurozone, but like maybe even a little, I'd say worse because he's very hesitant, very, shuffles his feet and very just slow going and it's like it's wild. But then, I could, I know his diet. I could tell he's not into fitness and he's not like just like so many factors. So I'm curious if somebody, if they were or if they ate more protein or whatever, because, and obviously are intermittent fasted and, just so many factors. I just wonder if like because they don't, these are all things that we don't get. There's no pamphlet we get when we get diagnosed.
No, and
Here, here's
obviously there's
here's
so
what you
many.
should here's what you should do. You got diagnosed with RP. Here's like all the things you could do to like
There's
help
also
you.
so many different types of RP as well, isn't
Yeah,
there?
so like
We
what
don't
might
really even know what it is yet. It's just,
yeah, right.
450 different eye conditions that they just group under the umbrella of RP, which
And you
is
think was it
that's
mutations? I thought it was like 200 something mutations or something like that's what it like was or something, but that's crazy. And I didn't know that until I started my podcast.
Hmm.
Like when I started my podcast, I think I was still kind of understanding of if you have RP, like everybody, you know, you have
Well, it's
RP.
funny
Like
because when
everyone has the
I
same.
when I got diagnosed, I was told that I have got RP
Yeah.
and it's a degenerative condition for the retina, and it can only be passed from a mother to son.
Okay.
And I was like, oh wow, okay, that's mad. And they were like, so your mum carries the gene, but it's because it's on the X chromosome, it will only affect you. And if I have a daughter, I physically cannot
Can't
pass it on.
pass it.
I
Right.
cannot pass it because it's not on my chromosome. And I was like, okay, that's mad. And then, when I got to about, I don't know, 19, 20, somebody said, oh, I know a girl that's got retinitis
And you're
pigmentosa.
like,
And I was like,
what?
no, dude, that's impossible. Only affects boys. And then, you know, fast forward a few years, and I start to uncover thousands
Yeah.
of people with RP. Because again, you know, like for me growing up, I didn't meet anyone with RP
Yeah,
my
yeah,
entire
right. Yeah, right.
life
Yeah.
until, well, it must probably, I don't know, maybe 2005 when things like Facebook started to get created, and I'd already
That's sooner
been,
than mine. That's sooner than me, man. Like I said, you guys are really our whole group is like that's the
yeah.
first time we're like, oh shoot, like I have RP friends now.
Mm. But
And
at
I
least
still
your
don't know
mum has
anybody.
it.
What?
At
Oh yeah,
least
at
your
least
mum
yeah,
has it.
yeah. It
So
was always
like,
just it was like me and my mom, and I met like one woman who joined my our martial arts studio. She had ushers,
mm.
and that was like my whole life. Like yeah, you didn't find someone who was like, oh, I have RP. It's like it's just a
I just
foreign.
thought for years it only affected men, and then I found out there's
That's so
X-linked
wild.
RP, and there's like all different types of retinitis pigmentosa. Then I find out even within X-linked RP, there's like 200 mutations or
It's
whatever there is. And I
nasty.
was like, wow, it's massive.
Oh, Wonder did a small menu bar app that hides or shows all icons on the desktop instead of paying $10 on the App Store. Would be great with something that tells you would be great to, with be great with something that tells you where the mouse cursor is. Sometimes I lose it for a few seconds. There's I was working with a guy who also has RP that created the Chuck Norris memes that
I
were so
remember
famous that are
this.
so never. Yeah. So he was developing an app for the computer so called the Power originally it was called the Power Pointer, which obviously is too closely resembled to PowerPoint. So,
And
you
now
know,
he's in jail.
I know. Well, he completely like we did the logo. I made this cool cursor with like a cape and stuff that was flying with arms. It was awesome because I was supposed to say the power pointer and the idea was like you could put things like apps, important apps or like email or whatever you want that would surround the cursor. So anything you needed, so if you got a notification or anything, it would actually come up on just around the cursor because that's because you obviously with central vision you're gonna lose you might
Mm.
not notice something or whatever. So anything you need that's really relevant to whatever you're working on, you can have around that cursor. And I thought that was cool. But that's actually a really cool idea. But they should make something where if you lose the cursor, you could press a button and it recenters it,
That would be
or
cool.
like
Like a
so.
return to base key.
Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, that
Um,
would. I agree with that. So that's because that's
well,
sometimes even
it's
when it's
funny.
big.
I am good news. I am working on something very, very similar to this, which will so watch this space. I may have a solution for this problem.
There you
And
go. See, wonder. Here you go.
and I use Zoom Text on the PC, and that's got a brilliant mouse feature because it
Okay.
has the crosshairs on
Yes.
it. So you can't lose the mouse really because the lines intersect where the mouse is. So if you look at the screen,
Oh, yeah.
you'll just follow the line and it leads you to the
So you
mouse.
heard. Yeah. There you go.
Um,
Yeah,
and the
that's cool.
geniuses at Freedom Scientific who make that mouse pointer, the best thing about it is the horizontal and vertical line,
Yeah.
they automatically smart invert. So if the line is over
Oh,
a
like
black
a
background, the
yeah.
line goes white. And if
Right.
the line goes over a white piece of your content, the line goes black.
That's cool.
It's brilliant. But there's nothing like that on the Mac. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, definitely like
Watch this space.
the cursor would be cool. Yeah, something like that would be cool to like yeah. Because even in like I mean, I'm still at a space where I can operate a computer just with a large cursor and dark mode, but
Yeah.
a big cursor is great. But sometimes, even with the big cursor, sometimes
So are you on a Mac now?
no, I'm on my PC actually.
You're on a PC. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, that to me like yeah, that I could definitely it would be cool to have something like a return to base key or like or you could set you know what oh you could if you could set where it returns to.
Hmm.
So like for instance, if you're like you lose it, put it in the left corner of the screen. You press the K and
Would it
it
be
returns.
cool if you could have like a little on-screen kennel as well? You know where it goes to, like a little graphic at the bottom right. That's like a little mouse house, and when you press the key, it just
Oh, to
boom.
go. Yeah, yeah. That would be cool. Like, all right, go
Almost
back
like
home.
like a hole in the desktop, like a little mouse hole. It's like boom, goes back
Yeah,
there
boop.
every
Ah,
time.
there. Yeah, there it is. Like, yeah, no, that. Yeah, that would be brilliant. Things like
I
that
feel
would
like
be.
Me, you, and Wonder AI should patent that idea right now.
Yep, never.
The mouse
Yep,
house, little
yep.
hole in the desktop.
The hole in the desktop. Just shoot. Oh, there it is. Go
Hmm.
back to your home. Yeah. So that would be perfect. It's so funny about things like that. Like, but once again, these are things that like fully sighted people would never really understand. Which was
Well,
great though, because this is
I got a
exactly
funny
what we
story,
want.
right? Though, 'cause I had a really cool DJI drone, and on the controller, that had an RTB button, return to base. And you press that
Right.
button,
Yeah. Yes. Right. Yeah.
and the drone would automatically, no matter where it would automatically fly back to where you took off from, and it would land where it started.
That's
And
perfect.
I thought that's such a great feature. And I used to fly the drone around, and I wouldn't quite have the vision to fly it back, so I'd always just hit the return to base key,
And
and
boom.
the drone would just fly back. So if you can do that with a drone, surely someone
Surely,
can do
but
it
the
with a Mac.
technology is there, right? The tech. Unless somebody named Anna fails to do something and
Yes, and then you fly it out and you just keep ignoring it, ignore it, ignore it, ignore it, and then I flew it back to base and it went and
Ran out of
ran out
juice.
of power over the lake. Goodbye. Goodbye, $700 drone.
Not that you're still thinking about that.
No, no. What is the point of having a sighted guide with you to help you fly the drone if they then cause the crash? I mean, literally,
I love that. It's so
would have
good.
been safer doing it myself.
No, that's a good one. So yeah, so we
Hey,
covered.
another subject. Sorry, we're
What's
supposed to
that?
talk about this, but did you
Wait,
see what happened at the London Marathon this weekend?
what was it? What did I miss?
What you missed was the fastest ever marathon time in human
Oh no,
history.
no, that I saw. Yes, and he did it like he looked like he could have just ran it again. Like after I saw a picture of him, he's like, oh, so just
Now, for anybody out there watching, right, Mike has ran 21 marathons,
yeah.
and Mike is possibly one of the most qualified people I know to bring to life what an achievement it is to run a full
And I
marathon.
ran London.
Yeah. So you can put into your own words, Mike, to run a marathon in 1 hour, 59 minutes. Like, how? Because most people would think, oh, is that good? Is that bad? Like,
That's maddening. Like to me, like that's
how is that even
and
possible?
he did it like because that record was broken by I don't know once they did once was it I forgot who Kipchoge or which one it was that
Yeah,
like did the
Kipchoge, was it?
Kipchoge like he did it like on a closed course which that
Yeah, with
and he
like in
had
like basically
pacers.
laboratory style
Yeah, so
like
like running
scenario.
perfect conditions, like
Yeah.
he's running. Yeah, he's got pacers coming out and all that stuff, and that's impressive. Don't get me wrong, but it's like it's not realistic with crowds and people and all that kind of stuff. So to me, yeah, 159 to do it in an actual real scenario is amazing. No, so okay, put it into context for anybody who's a non-runner and now especially it's funny you say this because it was like, and I had that conversation with you before saying how funny it's funny when you talk to someone who's normal, like an average person, and you tell them you've done 20 marathons, like it's mind blowing to them. So I have to put this in context to regular people. So I ran my first marathon in 2014, and I set a goal of just being like, you know what, I'm gonna do a 15-minute pace because anybody could do a 15-minute pace, and that's 6.5 hours. So I did it in 6 hours and
Goal
four
being
minutes.
just to actually
Just
finish it,
yeah,
just to
right.
get to the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
New York City Marathon. I was raising money for FFB, and it was just the Foundation Fighting Blindness. And I was like, just yeah, like let's just enjoy the experience. I wasn't even able to train the way I wanted, the way I was supposed to train. I'm a sprinter, not a distance runner. Like, but yeah. So I ended up finding a pace group at 5:45. Ended up faster than the 6:30. Got 6:04. It took me over the course of 10 years to drop that time to 4 hours and 1 minute. So, and to me, I think if anybody comes up to me and says, I ran a 4 hour marathon, to me, that's fast.
Yeah.
So, to really put in
That's
perspective,
more realistic in
yeah,
terms of like,
yeah, like that's a good, like you run 4 or a sub 4,
yeah.
yeah, that's respect. I have friends, I have guides. My guide, even at my last one in Boston, he's like a 303. He's close to breaking sub 3. I think I have one of my guides previously. He's a 240 something guy, I think something like that. Those are just ridiculous. 80 miles a week they run. The training is crazy. So to put all of it down, so to a 159 is and mind you, once you start, you think, oh, that you could. It's like in sprinting, it's millis. Like it's like to increase by a second is a lot of training. 1 second is like massive. And long distance world, minutes is, and especially once you start getting under 3 hours. If to go from a 255 to say to a 250, you're like, oh, that's only 5 minutes. Like, no, it's a lot of training just to go from 255 to 250. So a guy running 159, maddening. That's maddening. It's crazy talk.
Let me just check something real quick here.
Isn't it a
So
4 something pace? I think it's like a
I'm gonna
4.
ask now, I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
Recently, somebody ran a full marathon in 1 hour, 59 minutes. What would their splits have been per mile?
Running a full marathon in 1 hour and 59 minutes means they kept an astonishing pace. Since a marathon is about 26.2 miles, if we break that down, they'd be averaging roughly 4 minutes and
Yeah,
33
so
seconds
exactly.
per
Yeah,
mile.
yeah. It's like a four. I was like, it's maddening, maddening. And
4 minute,
actually, they had,
4 minute, 4 minute. I don't know if I can run a mile in 4 minutes
I
30.
can't run
Like
a
what?
mile
Like
in. I
1 mile.
definitely no. I can't do 1 mile and four something. Trucking. I could probably break six. Like, and that's like trucking. Like, five, maybe five and a half. I could see myself with training getting down to like a 5:30, just to run 1 mile, not
See,
to
and you've
run.
got you've got a very good understanding and comprehension of that, whereas other people are like, "Oh, it's 4 minutes 30 fast for a mile," and I'm like,
Yeah,
"Well,
because they don't.
the
Yeah, right.
average guy in the street can't
Yeah,
run 1 mile at that pace, let alone 26 back to back."
yeah. And they had a treadmill, remember, you could try at different expos that
Oh,
was set up the way
really?
Kipchoge. They had it set up for the speed he would go because when he broke it, that's the way it was set 4:30 to, and people would just fall. Like they would start and be like, they'd be good for like a second or so and be like, yeah, because yeah, you're almost full out sprinting.
Full
Like
on sprinting for 26
for 26,
miles.
22 miles. So you're just full out, just like, like I know tempo. Like when I run as a visually impaired athlete, because and you know this, when you're on a when you're a treadmill runner, as long as we are, and I also run on the track, you know your tempo, you know your pace just
It
by
just gets dialed in, doesn't
your
it? It just
feet.
your body just goes at
Yeah.
that one
Like I
pace.
know, okay, I can be like and be like, okay, that's a, and my guide, I can look at my guide and say, we're doing what we doing, like 8:30, like they're like, yeah, 8:20, yeah, 8:30, because
That's
I
why I
know,
always say you should train at the pace you want on the day because it
yeah,
just becomes.
yeah, just it just dials in, right? Um, So that's like a 4:30 to me in probably in tempo is probably like yeah, 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 that's just just go.
And to do it like you made a very good point. Like this is not like Kipchoge on that,
Oh, he's
sort of
burnt. Like he was like, yeah,
controlled conditions. This was
yeah, control conditions,
you'd
and
ran that
he used
course.
to,
You had
yeah,
literally ran the London Marathon. There were
yeah, and it's
speed
like there's
bumps, there were
crowds,
corners.
people.
I mean, I'm assuming there wasn't many people in front of him
And then
at
you're
that
dealing with
speed.
conditions. I'm sure, like when Kipchoge did his, it was like they probably waited for like what proper weather, do it in the proper,
Tailwind.
conditions, cooler, yeah, like no, like that one, definitely cooler, obviously, because it's London, it's April, it's still cold, so it is good temperatures in terms of like if you're gonna PR, if you're gonna do that kind of thing,
And
but
it's not a
still
particularly hilly course, is it? There's no, I mean, there's a
not
couple of
crazy.
inclines,
There
but
are
not.
speed bumps in the
Yes,
beginning. Large, lazy policemen
yes.
are right in the beginning.
Sleeping policeman.
Sleep, that's what, yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, so it's like they're there. So so that alone added on top of it, he did what he did. He also had to get all of these, like, keep that pace over these massive like speed bumps, like and without tripping, falling, like because when you're going that, I mean, I think no matter what, if you're going at that pace, the idea of running is you almost want to basically be going so fast, like your feet are just catching you on time before you fall.
Yeah.
Like realistic, if you're really good and you're leaning forward and you're like the idea is to be a controlled, almost falling. And if you get like if he hits like something or whatever, and he slips, like yeah, you're good. Yeah, that's why you see runners like that at the finish line when they're finally where they're trucking at the finish line and you've seen runners fall or whatever because one, their legs are spent, they got nothing left, but at the same time they're sprinting the best they can. They're kicking it in. So if any minute thing goes wrong, oh yeah, they're going right down. Because they can't
So
control it.
should we pause and see if there's anything in the comments?
See, we got still. Oh, let's see. We got another one. No, they're still the same. They're still the
Okay.
cursor. Nothing new yet from. I don't know if I wonder. Are you still on Wonder? Did you purchase Steve's app, the Black Lens app, and the what's the other one called again? The Green Lens, right? The Green Lens
Green
app and the
lens,
Black.
black lens.
Are
Obviously
you gonna?
wasted no budget coming up with amazing names.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are you gonna? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Are you gonna? Are you gonna do? Oh, sorry. You're supposed to do the add-ons where if it's a holiday, it adds certain things.
Ah,
Sounds
yes.
that's
I was
gonna be
going to do
that
that.
would be
Yeah, that'll
that'd be
be it.
brilliant. That would be brilliant.
Like that will be
Version
my
four. Version
yeah.
four.
Version 4. Little emoji versions of the app.
I
That'll
think
be
it'd be
it.
brilliant for like we said, like if it's Valentine's Day and you do a selfie, like yeah, like it, maybe I don't know, makes like
I
you
love
know.
that. And instead of a shutter sound, it's a kiss.
Yes, 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 yes. That would,
That'd be
yeah,
brilliant.
that'd be cool. What did we say? Oh, we said St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, just any kind of like holiday like that. Christmas, it could be like, like Santa, or
Yeah,
jingle or bells, like bells can go off, like
it would
that.
be
Yeah.
so cool.
Oh yeah, so I think there's like so many cool things you could do
The
with
black
that and with
lens
that.
camera out for the blind is going to be like 52 gig.
It's just yeah, like why is this download taking so long? Clear space. I don't have anything on my phone. I have one app. I just have the Black Lens app. It's really cool though. Oh my god, that's so funny. But now, so that's good. So your app development's still going. So you're gonna continue doing that until, do you see yourself still trying to maintain all that if you get
I think so.
back into
Yeah,
the
as
workforce?
long as I can afford to, keep up the Apple, license fees and stuff like that on the website. If I can, which hopefully, if it just ticks over and gets enough downloads to cover its own costs, as long as it doesn't cost me anything, then I'll keep them going. But obviously, I'm now, actively looking for a corporate job just to go back into a 9 to 5 because, like Wanda said before, everyone is making apps now, and most people don't want to pay money for apps, so that's never going to become a full-time income. So I'm going to go back to get a day job, and
Unless
that'll
you
at least
somehow
pay.
make some like it goes viral, which is
Unless it
that's
goes
always the goal,
viral.
right? That's the goal, right? Yeah, if you have
Unless
like,
someone like Molly Burke happens to find it and then just tweet it out
yeah,
there, and
it blows it
like,
up, yeah,
get
exactly.
me a
We get
million downloads, that'd be brilliant.
That's all.
Um,
Yep. That's always like the goal. You wake up, or
could
some
happen.
company
Could happen.
that, or some company reaches out to you, wants to purchase it from you, the rights.
Yeah, like Apple might be like, you know what, this is genius.
This is, yeah. Because that would
Or
be
if you want to give me a job, Apple, I'm more than happy to come
There
and
you go,
show you
right?
guys, how it's done.
Because I would be fine to be that kind of guy. I would like to be the guy that like creates like some ideas and creates something, and then somebody else just buys the rights, and I don't have to do anything with it. Just be like, you know what,
Yeah.
you're gonna do this better than what I could blow it up. But like, yeah, if you're gonna pay me X amount of thousands of dollars for the rights, and or maybe you work it out like a deal where you're like, you know what, if someone buys it and then you still get like a percentage.
Mm.
You can work out so you're always like residual income coming in or something. But yeah, no, that there's yeah. So hopefully that's the goal. It is disappointing though. Like you think like, I know we've talked about this many times about how we think, oh man, like this is gonna be huge.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this out there and like it's gonna break the internet. Like people are like everyone's gonna be downloading this. Who wouldn't want this? This is great. And even I told you, I said, I'm like, it's not even like your app could work for skiers, like not just people who are, visually impaired, because even people who are sighted have a hard time seeing the phone when it's like, like super bright out, like it's like a whiteout conditions and stuff like that. So like, oh my God, yeah, this is great for skiers and all, like it has other practical uses. It's like, oh, this is gonna blow up, and then you're like, oh, crickets, like why isn't this like like what's going on? Like when we release an episode of the RP show and we're like, yeah, this is gonna be the greatest thing ever. Like everyone's gonna love this. Like nope. They don't want to
the
see
RP
it.
show, or the t-shirts, or
yeah, right. Yeah, like
apps, and you're like, wow, just nothing sticks.
Although it's a comic book, I think like it's starting to get that resurgence now that like I've been doing that project with Ben and stuff like that. So hopefully that will like resurgence. That'd be really cool. But yeah, or like we said, that one at least, and I think you probably feel the same way about the app development. You have an app.
Yeah.
Like that's like,
yeah,
we have a comic book. We the three of us have a physical. We created a physical book, which was like that was actually the finish line. Anything else that happens on top of it, if it goes viral or it goes big or like your app goes huge, like it's like, oh, amen.
I've still got a copy of that comic, and like if I imagine when I'm 60,
yeah,
I come across that comic in a drawer and I'm like, oh my God, remember this?
Remember we did that? Like yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like even when you like revisiting it now, like with the resurgence, I'm like, oh man, this is so cool. Like to like, it's like all of a sudden, like it's still something that people want to see, like and it's still like, and
same with the t-shirts, like the t-shirts were great. Yeah,
I love those. Yeah,
then it was a lot of fun to design them, and we tried so hard to advertise them and to try and sell them, but again, it was just a bit like,
Yeah.
My app, Black Lens, just trying to sell anything to the low vision community. No one's
It's like
really.
the right person has to see it, like we said. Like it's all any of these things, any of the things that we,
I
like
thought
or Aura, for instance, Aura that is a big giant billion-dollar corporations, and now that
I
they're
even
involved and they want it going somewhere, like
I even thought of bringing the t-shirts back when you posted that Kane font thing
oh
today,
yeah.
and I was like, man, we spent hours,
And look at
literally
that. How I
hours.
literally just said I took a picture of a cane. I uploaded the picture to the cane to ChatGPT, and I literally just said, spell this out using this.
Imagine how quick we could have.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
we were to go back now and do it all again, it would be like 2
Oh
minutes.
yeah, we could just come up. We could just implement like we could probably still like retweak and make them a little better, but like at least it would give us like we could tweak it to the point where we could take all our ideas and just throw them right into with the right prompting to ChatGPT.
Instead of me asking you to draw it, it'd be me and you sat there asking
Yeah,
chat to draw
and
it.
just
Like,
work. Yeah,
done.
yeah,
Because that was a lot of fun, and I've still
dude.
got, I've still got many of them.
Oh yeah, those were those. No, that yeah, those are that the whole like you said, the whole process was fun. It was but no,
Most of them are still going. The ones, funnily enough, that have gone are in the worst shape
oh
are the
geez,
ones, the ones where we got like the sports fabric, like the quick dry
oh yeah,
muscle fit. They've gone
yeah.
like the print's still fine, but the actual fabric, the cloth,
Oh, is
has
it not
gone
good,
like all lumpy.
dude? Um, Speaking of AI, with like how easy it'd be to do things now with t-shirts, it would be like when I created the logo for my motivational speaking channel, Mindsight of the Maniac. It created like the logo, which was awesome, but it used like a kind of a default kind of superhero above it. And I was like, oh, it's perfect. So literally all I did was take one good page from the comic book and I said, hey, don't change anything. Just add this character instead of that character. And it did it perfectly.
Wow.
So like we could realistically, yes, like nowadays how AI is, just tell ChatGPT, like we could come up with a comic book and pretty much probably have it do all the drawing for us.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
and it would,
gone
and
so good. In fact, I wouldn't mind betting someone has made a comic book app. There must be someone that's made, where you
yeah,
just
so yeah, right, use it,
put your
yeah,
story in, put your
yeah.
character
I mean,
in, and
there's
it just
in,
turns that. That
and it
probably
does,
exists.
yeah.
This is the thing now, though. You can't keep up because every time you pick up your phone, there's like 50 new AIs, 50
Oh
new
God, yeah,
agents. You're
right, right.
like, Jesus.
But yeah, now it's getting like when we were first talking about this a few years ago, when AI was starting to kind of like come in, we did say like it's gonna be like this is gonna be a big thing, like, and we knew it would be. But I think if you used it back then, it wasn't that good at doing certain things, or you had to really like try to make it look like you had to put a lot more prompts in. Now it's like, I mean, like I said, I literally just said, make the 2-Act Maniac using this cane and write it out in cane. Like, and
Yeah.
in one shot, I was like, this is crazy. And it looks good. Like, yeah, I was
Only
like,
getting better and better and better and
yeah.
better.
So I think like you could exactly if we wanted to do t-shirts, 100%, we could just be like, oh, here's the idea for a shirt. Make a shirt with this, a wet floor sign. Imagine if we had that back then, instead of being like drawing a wet floor sign and me like putting the putting the braille dots on it, all that stuff, like the shirt we made, one of the ones. Like
Yeah.
we could just be like, yeah, like ChatGPT, make this wet floor sign, da 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 da, make it say this in braille. And there you go. And it'd just
Yeah.
be like it'd be done.
It was funny though when we did all that work, right, and we got the Shopify account up and running. We had all the things on sale. It was all
Oh
really
yeah,
going
right,
good,
right.
and like we'd kept them pretty cheap as we could. We were only making like $1 to $2 per shirt or whatever it was, and like even with that, like we just couldn't move them, could we? Unless we were
No,
literally advertising day in day out every day. Like as soon as we stopped, that was it. They just stopped selling. It was a very interesting experience.
no. Well, now I'm thinking what I learned from that, and I'm doing now with my BMX stuff, like because I'm working on the 2-Act Maniac BMX logo, and now I have the shirt. So, but I think I'm gonna be going more the route of physical like prints to start out. Like when I go to tracks, I'll bring merch with me, but only a limited supply. Basically, I don't want to leave. I'm not going to leave with this. I'm going to sell everything, make it enough. So it's like, I'll pretty much sell all this. And then when I go to the next track, I'll take that money, print,
How's that going, by the way, the track tour?
So like I did reach out. I did another follow-up emails with like I started yesterday following up. Like now that I'm kind of like finished the Boston Marathon, you know, recovered from the Boston Marathon, and more now in full on like I'm on the bike like every day, my up and down the street here, just trying to really like get do conditioning and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, okay, so now I got to follow up because a lot of people just haven't gotten back to me yet because it's like they're always busy and like you
Yeah.
said, sometimes you have to kind of like stay on top of them and stuff. So
Yeah, you probably need to
um
chase them all 3 times, I would
yeah.
suggest.
So now I'm like, yeah, just kind of like I went through all the ones that I've already followed up, and then I'm going back through and following up again. I did hear back from some. Some I'm getting kind of like now it's we can't do it because we're they've invested because a lot of tracks are volunteer, they have a board, they're nonprofit, so they're doing track improvements, just like my track right now, my home track, they're improving theirs, and literally I just helped this morning do some miles, some sponsored miles, because that's what the track operator is doing. Like we're just trying to raise money to help fund the renovations and stuff. They
Yeah.
don't make a lot of money.
It's a shame
Um,
the tour you're trying to do, people can't get on that where where you go by you going raises money, like big
That's what I want to
sponsorship
do
thing.
now, add to it, because somebody
Yeah.
pointed out brilliantly that I didn't even think about this when I was doing it. And I'm going to add that to when I do talk to these, when I follow up and actually get these people, like the track operators, on a Zoom call. I want to like kind of add to what the benefit from them is also, because one of the tracks in British Columbia that wanted to have me come out in Canada, they were like, oh, is this like, are we going to raise money with this? And I'm like, I didn't think about making it a charitable thing also. So I thought every time I go to a track to do this experience, people to do the experience with me say, make it, I don't know, $25 a rider, let's say. But all that money just goes into a fund for the track.
Yeah.
Like, so like if somebody like can't afford their membership, their USAN BMX membership, or if somebody
Or
can't
even
afford to
just for them to raise
race,
money just for the
or
operator.
yeah, if they need
Because
money for opera.
they're probably all trying to renovate, aren't they? And they're all probably trying to do
Yeah.
maintenance. And
So
if
just
you
like a
could
little
just say,
Tubiac
look,
Maniac fund, kind
yeah,
of basically all that's set up to every track that I go to, so that it's something to start
organize a
out.
big event around me, get everybody to come down to the track, have a big day, and then just like,
Yeah.
right, we've got a blind BMXer coming, special guest, and
Yeah. And then yeah.
raise money for the track. And then, God, you could end up helping to renovate like, 10, 15 tracks. That'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
that would be cool. So I didn't think about that. It's funny because I was thinking about the whole experience, but then when they said that, I was like, oh yeah, like I could make that an added. It's an added incentive to, like you were saying, like have them come out. If you can have me come out, if you can cover, you know, my hotel and my, and my flight, like
Hmm.
it's, and you gotta think at that. I mean, cost right now, like I'm only gonna be there for 2 nights. Most places in the United States, I could probably, you know, I would say it's probably for 2 nights and like a hotel. I mean, in a flight would probably be less than like $1,000, and I'm not charging them to be there. Like
Yeah,
so
you just
it's
don't want to be out of pocket yourself.
yeah, and cause and as I posted like recently, my biggest struggle, and because people ask me what's like the hardest part about like racing BMX with like tunnel vision, and it's not actually the racing, it's getting two tracks because I don't drive.
Yeah.
So I'm literally doing the same thing we do as visually impaired people all the time, asking people for rides, and then you feel guilty, or and it's like a whole
Yeah.
a whole cycle. So it's like I gotta build my network up. I'm trying to build up a bigger network so that I don't have to use the same person, or
Yeah.
I can branch it out. But that's because everyone's like, oh, we can't wait to see it. Or even like Chris this morning when we're doing our ride, he wants me to come out because they've completely changed the berms and they're higher and they may not completely change. Some of them are still going to ride like the same, but they're obviously be nicer because they're cement and new. But he wants me to come out and like, see where my line's going to be in some of these, like where I'm hitting, and then he's gonna put like we're gonna do blue with like a white border triangles in the berms because that's the
Ah,
colors for Trumbull. Like so, he's like, so I was like, I'm like, oh, that'd be perfect because I didn't know if it's since it's cement, it's light colored. So I was like, we got to go with like a dark, colored. So it'd be fine. And but he wants me to write it first because he wants me to see where kind of like where would be the best place to put him, you know. So, but I can't just be like most writers could just go, okay, I'll be there tomorrow, or I'll be there, Friday, I'll be there. So it's like, no, I gotta literally go, hey, there a post on Facebook, hey, who can get me to Trumbull? you know, who's going to Trumbull. I could just, you know, mind take my bike and stuff. Unfortunately, Uber is not a viable option because it's expensive. Even like to get, I want to go. There's a race this Saturday I'm trying to get to in Meriden, which is like closer than Trumbull, the Falcon BMX. But I would need an Uber XL, so it would carry my bike, and that's like I think it was like $80
Each way.
each way. So for me to go race somewhere that's just 30 minutes away, yeah, I'm gonna spend $160 just to be there, you know, at a regular race, not some kind of crazy event. So
Yeah.
yeah, so to me, like that is the biggest struggle. It's like it's just because anybody sighted could like plan their season. They can look out and they go, all right, okay, we'll do this one. We'll be here this weekend. We'll do this one. Okay, that like I could just plan it out. I gotta go week by week. I gotta go by if my friend Mike Gagnon or something is available, or he's gonna be passing through, and hey, Mike, yeah, I'll grab you, you know, on the way down, or I'm headed this way. We're going to this track this weekend, and you know, and so I'm. It's just that's the that's the problem. So I have added one more new person. So he's I got this 55-year-old guy who because I made a comment in one of the BMX communities and posted that, and he was like, "Hey, I'm 55. Yeah, put put me on your group, put me in your network." I was like, "Cool, all right." You know, so if I could just build like more people like that in like I set up kind of a messenger where I could like RP lads, but like for people that I know that could possibly give me a ride. So I could post him like, hey, I'm looking to do this race this weekend. Who can bring me? And then and then just go from there. Because it's like right now, it's like I'm individually hunting people down. It's like, oh, can you, hey, do you got room? Because then it's not even just bringing me, it's bringing me and a bike. I mean, realistically, I'm supposed to be two bikes because I race two separate bikes for class and cruiser. So, I mean, at a minimum, I would take my cruiser. I can race class and cruiser with my cruiser, but still, like, it's not as easy to be like, oh, we have extra, we have a seat, yeah, but we don't have room for another bike.
You could do with really finding a friend that lives close by that also wants to go and do BMX.
Yeah,
so
right. That's what I
they
need.
would want to be going.
Yeah, because they would want to go, right?
Their bike, and you're like, hey, I'll jump in with you. Can we throw my bike in?
That's what I need. Someone, exactly
we
right.
Chip in for a trailer or something.
I need a friend who wants to, or just make friends with somebody who is already a BMX racer that's in Naugatuck or in my area. Yeah, exactly. Because then that would be perfect. Yep. Yeah. Like, hey, I'm going Saturday, Mike. Are you going with me? Yeah, absolutely.
I totally feel your pain because a lot of the stuff I want to do, it's not the same as BMXing.
Yeah,
but it's in the same context. Like if I want to go canoeing in the wind and rain on a lake, I've got to find somebody, to obviously take me.
Yeah.
And they've also got to be comfortable going on the water. Compton, I can't just take anyone. They've got to be able to paddle or at least be comfortable.
And it's a long day.
Paddling, and it's a long day.
Yep.
So and then, like the other things I do, like like going camping, for example. If I want to go camping, some of my friends are just not campers. They just never slept in a tent in their life.
Right.
So fun for them. So then, a bit like you, I'm relying on my network of, hey, who wants to go?
Who's my crazy friend? Like, for you, or who can I punish? Like Chris,
Like Chris,
It's like, yeah, we have to have
skiing. Like, luckily, I got Anna into
skiing. Oh
yeah,
that's good.
She likes skiing, so when we go together, and it's not just, hey, can you take me skiing and stand?
It's a day. You can make a thing. Yeah, you can make a thing out of it, right? As I said, my BMX track is like I gotta go if whoever's going with me because they need to bring me back. It's like you're there.
Yeah.
Do you mind hanging out and watching everybody else race? Are you cool with that? Is that something you want? Yeah.
Whereas if you could get someone that actually comes and also races.
That's a good. That's
good goal.
That's an excellent point. So if I could find somebody who I know or just reach out, I know there's local. What I should do next is, I haven't looked out into like the local community Naugatuck pages and on Facebook and put out something there and be like, hey, is there anybody in this town that races BMX? And if I can find people in the town, that do it, now now I'm getting somewhere.
Mm.
And then yeah, so that's a good point. So I should probably like instead of looking for people who are headed to certain tracks for certain races, I should just look for people who just BMX race in general.
Yeah.
And yeah, and in my town. Because
Yeah,
it's
you can
like, all
find
right,
some people in your town and become friends, and then
yeah.
they might not even be a track on your radar. That might be just say to you, "Oh, I want to go to this track," and now you're just obviously going to say yes because you'll just want to go to
Yeah, exactly. Wherever you're
as
going.
many as you
Like,
can get to.
yeah. Like, hey, I'm going to this one this weekend. Are you want to go? Yeah. Wherever, yeah. I don't care where I go. I just want to race. So I mean, if that's where you're going, but yeah, that's the next one. Yeah. Yeah, we all need a Chris Judge. We all need yeah. Although to be fair, I do have certain
Don't tell him I said that, but yeah,
right, yeah. Certain friends I do have like that. Like I know if I'm coming up with a crazy idea, it's usually my friend Vinny, my friend Vince, or my friend Vin. Because he's the one that like pretty much will say like yes to everything. But the problem is he's like super busy now.
yeah,
So or I have another friend Drew. It's like if I want to go out and do this or whatever, like I know I do. Yeah, I do have certain friends where I'm like, this is a friend that will do this.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think we definitely need, like you said, it's definitely especially camping. I would love to do that too. I'd love to go out more and do all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't have a lot of you know camping friends. Like Charlie would be that. If I want somebody to camp with me, that's more than likely going to be Charlie.
yeah.
If I said, "Hey, I want to go out and do this like crazy idea, are you down for this?" Like I wanted to do something like I watched this channel where they do kind of overnight challenges, and you pick a store, for instance, and you have a budget, and you got to have your tent, your shelter, your food, and your entertainment with that. So, like, for instance, you could say, "Okay, we can only shop at Walmart." And we have $100.
Huh.
So we somehow have to make a shelter, we have to get food, have food, and some kind of entertainment,
Wow.
and we're gonna, and you go, okay, is it cold out? We're gonna how we gotta, yeah, how we keep warm. We gotta prioritize that. We gotta somehow, like I seen them make like A-frame, just simple, A-frame kind of shelters and stuff like that, cheap,
Uh-huh.
just a tarp and some string and
Yeah.
stuff. So I think it's cool to get creative, and I'm like, but then again, you got to find my friend Alan is one of the ones that I was like, because Alan, he doesn't have a kid, he's got more time, so like he's usually somebody. So he's
That's
he's
the other thing, isn't it? At our age, well, a lot of
yeah,
people have
right.
got kids, so if they have got spare time, they want to
It's
spend it with the family or taking the kids somewhere cool.
yeah.
And at our
So
age, unfortunately, I mean, luckily, I'm a bit older than you, and
right.
most of my friends now are getting to the stage where their kids are grown.
Oh, right. They're old enough for like
So
the
my
kids
friends
weren't,
are coming; they're all coming back now. They're like, "Hey,
oh yeah, because they're like their kids don't want to
they're
hang
like,
out with them.
They're like, how
Yeah.
how do you drink beer again? Remind me. It's been like 20 years since I went in a bar.
So
I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
that's
welcome back. Welcome
yeah.
back
It's,
to
it's it's a good time right now, right? Yeah, because you gotta think like most of your friends probably had kids in the late 20s, maybe like
yeah.
yeah, early 30s. Yeah, so yeah. So they're yeah. Like Evans, even my son's at a point now where he's like, yeah, it's not like he wants to hang out with me all the time. He's gonna be 14 years old. Like I don't
Well,
want
he's not a
to.
kid. He's not a kid anymore,
Yeah,
is
he's
he?
not a kid anymore.
He's
Yeah.
wanting to go out with his own friends and do his
Yeah, he's
own
got his
thing.
own gaming friends and all that stuff. Like,
Nah,
yeah, and don't get me wrong, they still like, I'll game with them and do things. Yeah, it's like, oh, that's my way of kind of interacting with Evan, or I'll watch like, he wants me. We're watching anime right now, and so things like that. Like, and he's my audio describer because like some an anime, I might tell him, I go, there's some of these scenes, man. I'm gonna tell you, like, you're gonna have to tell me what the hell just happened because it's just too fast. Oh, side note, just because I mentioned that, it was so weird. When I was with Ben. I experienced audio description because he watches all his shows with like audio description. So
yeah,
I
me
he was
too.
and he was watching shows that I've watched like Seinfeld, but with audio description, and I've never done it. It was like it's like a book on. It's
Yeah,
like so it's like you're listening. I was like, oh, this is like an audio book, but it's a TV show.
yeah,
It's
it's
like,
brilliant. I mean,
yeah.
here's a fun fact. Everything in my house, all the TVs, right? They've all got the audio description turned on.
Yeah.
And when I'm not here and I go away or whatever,
Yeah.
and Anna, my wife, is here, she now
She just leaves it
massively
on.
prefers to watch things with the audio description on. And she's like, even if I go like, get up to You know, maybe get a drink of water or something.
Yeah,
Like,
because you don't miss that.
still
You can
here, go,
hear.
oh,
Yeah.
you know, a red car pulls onto the driveway and
Yeah,
Charles
yeah,
steps out
yeah,
of
yeah,
it. Da, da,
yeah,
da, da.
yeah,
And she's like,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
actually really good. Why don't they just do it on everything? And then
It's
it
like
helps
Seinfeld.
everybody.
Like Seinfeld is like, Kramer comes in crashing in the door. It's like all these little things. I was like, but it's just funny. Like it was so wild hearing it with shows I've watched before. Like so, I know the episodes. I know, So here I was. It was a totally. Even Ben was like, "You've never done this?" I really don't need it unless it's like dark action scenes and
Yeah,
like
you should,
quick stuff.
yeah, you should try it. It's
But yeah, no, it was a trip.
very
I enjoyed
simple
it.
to turn on, and it doesn't really lessen the experience.
No,
It's
because that was originally what I think I was originally worried about. But like now that like I heard like Seinfeld and things like that, I was like, oh, it's really like
the
the way
only
it's done.
time I've had a problem with voiceover where it does, I think, spoil the experience is when you go to the movies
Oh
and
yes, I've heard this.
they
Yes,
they, they give you a headset to put on.
but isn't the
Basically,
headset separate or something? Like
well, what all
the
it is like
voiceover.
when you turn on audio description, you're basically listening to a different soundtrack. So it's just these two soundtracks on the content you're watching, one with AD and one without. Now
Oh,
now when you go to the movies, if you put a headset on, you're hearing the movie through the headphones, but you're
yeah,
hearing the track that's got the audio description on. But
right.
that means you're listening to the movie through a set of headphones, and everyone else in the theater has got the big sound effects and all. You know, that's why you go to the movies, isn't it? You want the big
Yeah, you
screen,
want the whole thing.
the big sound, and then you just sat there with headphones on. So I think to myself, well, if I'm going to do this, I must well watch this at home because I can have audio description on and surround
And
sound
surround
because
sound.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean.
I was talking. Who was it? I was talking to somebody, and that's exactly what they said. They said
Mm.
yeah, like they wished it was like the audio was in the headphones also, like the audio for the movie.
Yeah,
Like so you can go to the theater, have that experience,
but just have the description and not
but
all. Yeah, yeah.
and have it like, feel like yeah, because I think he was saying it was like the headphones only had the audio description.
Oh, that would be better. That'd be cool if that was the
But
case.
no, but he didn't like it because he couldn't really hear the movie because
Oh,
the way the headphones were. So like you weren't, like you're not really getting the whole, yeah,
yeah,
the immersion, So I
yeah.
was
You
like,
miss
he's
out
like,
on the surround sound.
yeah, so I like the what you're saying. Like it's like, yeah, well, I could just do this at home
Mm.
and get the full, yeah, but yeah, with that, yeah. But that's something they need to streamline a little bit more. But now, no, now that I really experienced it a little bit more, I was like, yeah, no. I was like, oh, I was like, it's literally just an audiobook, but you're watching a TV show. I was like,
Yeah.
because it's the way it reads it, the way it's saying, I like that. No, well,
Well,
because like
we've covered a
we yeah, got some
few
good ground.
topics this week. We've covered apps. We've
Work,
covered
job,
jobs,
applying for
job hunting,
jobs.
recruitment, audio description, BMXing, running, world
Look at
records.
that. Look at
Wow.
that. Crushing it, Tay. And
Time for my tea.
I still need to figure out how do I end a live without I see this the pause, but I don't know how to like actually end it. But pausing it's easy
Maybe
too.
pause
So
it first.
yeah.
Bye,
So there we go.
everyone.
Well, guys, bye everyone. I say thanks for checking in, Wonder. We appreciate that, Wonder ARP. I still want to know. I forgot what the name, why it was Wonder ARP, but I'm gonna next time they're on, I'm gonna like be like, what was your name again? I thought it was a band or something.
Ah,
I think it was something like that.
yeah.
I remember we asked them last time. All right, adios, guys. We'll see you next week.
See you next week, everyone.
There we go. So I paused it. So it's paused. If I click, I'm trying to click because you can click on the live one. Oh, here we go. I can click on the live. I could copy the code video. Okay, it doesn't give me an option to stop it there. Autoplay is on. Settings. There's a settings, but that doesn't help me out. Oh, I can do subtitles. See, I should just close the tab. That's it. Just close the tab. That's I'm like, I don't know, because I could have sworn when we did it before there was like an end live. But I think that's
Sure, that's how
I
it
think
used
I
to
remember
work.
where it is now. I think I remember it was on I think it's on the Zoom.
Ah,
Yeah. Oh, see? Right here it says YouTube at the top. I clicked on it and it says